Why you think you suck at music? Let's be honest. We all sucked starting out making music. Are you in that spot? Does it feel like you never finish this one song or get behind the certain concept? Maybe you already gave up, but still think of what could be. Here's the good news. You just need to change one thing and everything will start to turn around. But why listen to me? I learned a lot in the last 2 decades teaching guitar, bass, drums, ukulele, being a band director at School of Rock. I also played over 100 concerts and started producing my music. Right now I teach 5 days a week and document my own musical journey on YouTube. So this will take a minute, but I encourage you to stick around with me, and at the end, your motivation might turn 180. What I'm talking about is a paradigm shift. Now, what are paradigms? They are distinct sets of thought patterns, or in easier terms, your map of possibilities. If we change our fundamental understanding of something, that's a paradigm shift. This map of possibilities starts emerging around the age of 7. When you ask a bunch of 5-year-olds, who's the strongest in a room? Everyone will reply, me! But if you ask a bunch of 8-year-olds, they will all point to the biggest dude in a room. They now have a concept of boundaries, hierarchy, freedom, and other concepts. Together, they form your personal map of possibilities. Here's how it works. Whenever you do anything in life, your brain will try to make the most sense out of it and tries to turn it into something you understand. If needed, it will break it down in equal parts, like the equal temperament in our Western music. If you touch the hot stove, it will burn you. You've now learned through pain. That road on the map is blocked. No stove touching, you silly goose. This phenomenon also applies to psychological things. Yes, it's kind of like touching the invisible hot stove. It results in you only needing 3 negative experiences, and you might think this is not for you. Here's an example. If you got a bad result for a music assignment in 8th grade, that might be a bummer, but you move on. If your parents are having a teacher's meeting in 10th grade and they go like, well, we were never that musical, it's probably not in him or her. That's another negative experience. Now you just need 1 more negative experience, and you might think this is not for you. You see what your brain did there? 3 negative experiences, and you think it's not for you? This pile of negativity is influencing you in such an unproductive way that it could make you quit. If you give in, you will reinforce your belief of not being good enough. This will create a self-sustaining loop of negativity, because by not doing it, you confirm that you're not good at it. Think about this. By not doing it, you confirm that you're not good at it. Instead, you should take a step back, close your eyes, soar into the sky, in your mind, in your imagination. Gain the bird's eye perspective of your map of possibilities. Maybe some roads are blocked. Maybe others were never blocked. Some might be on the verge of unblocking. Once you realize it's your map of possibilities and what you will make out of it, you will have literally gained a whole new perspective on how to approach things. You will have to be honest with yourself though, or it won't work. Many artists are their own biggest critics. That's why they got so good. They conquered every roadblock because they just couldn't accept it. These psychological roadblocks come in all shapes and sizes. Smart kids create their own roadblocks sometimes. A good example is the never really doing homework because I'm smart enough to do it half decent on the spot crowd. If you learn a piano piece and you just rush through it, playing the right notes, but ignoring the rhythm, the articulation, technique, you still get a sense of accomplishment. Wow, I really just did it first try. Why not play it as intended, with the correct rhythm and everything? You weren't really trying and got 80% of it correct, right? Feels like a big win. Here's the thing. Whenever you try to get good at anything, be mindful of those 80%. It's called the Pareto principle. 80% can be done with 20% of the effort. The last 20% are done with 80% of the effort. If you're aware of this checkpoint, you can consciously decide to pursue the last 20% or move on. So you weren't really trying, only giving 20% of your effort, you got the majority of it done without trying. On the other hand, if you would try, like really, you could fail, so you won't do it. It's called defensive arrogance. I've seen smart kids get loud or upset just because they're used to getting their way by wowing the 80% is enough crowd. This new knowledge of paradigm shifts and possibilities can be life-changing advice. Not only for your music, but for any endeavor. Remember, the map of possibilities is yours to create and navigate. And if you still think the floor is lava, I'm here to give you lava boots. Don't let a few roadblocks stop you from exploring and achieving your full potential. Keep your sense of humor, embrace those silly goose moments, and use your laser focus to turn those roadblocks into stepping stones and paradigm shifts. You got this.